Okay, so hi, I'm Dalia. And I'm Valeria.
I'm Thomas.
And what our project is teaching literacy to local orphans.
Not as far.
Okay, so what are we doing? So what we're doing is we're going on Sundays to an orphanage. Oh, every Sunday morning.
Okay.
No, come in. Yeah, just grab us. So we're going every Sunday morning to an orphanage. And we teach the kids their English so they can be bilingual and help them integrate to their new community and their new home. So this is our the name of our foundation, and it's ABC Community. So yeah, we do. So who we are? So I'm Dalia. And I love kids. They're my favorite thing in the whole world. And the favorite part of our project is to see how the smile on their faces when kids get things. And I really love this project.
And well, hi, my name is Valeria, and I really love this project too, and I'm the treasurer / fundraiser of our foundation. And I love playing with the kids and giving them the tools of learning, which I think is very important for the rest of their lives.
My name is Thomas. I joined this project because I like working with kids, and I thought it was really good to give back to the orphans and get so much for these kids.
Okay, so she's Sisa, and she wanted us to tell you that she's very sorry that she couldn't be here, and that her favorite part of the project is planning the lessons to keep the teachers. Okay, so who do we work with? We work with an orphanage called La Quinta Carmelita. And what's different about this orphanage than any other orphanage in Mexico is that the process of adoption in Mexico is really hard and has to do tons of paperwork to find if the kids have any family left, even if they live in the mountains. So so many orphanages just make it a home for the kids, and when they turn 12, they start to teach them how to live when they are teen, how to work or whatever. So they live there their whole life. So Quinta Carmelita is not like that, and they really try to do all of the paperwork for every single one of their kids, and they try to get the kids to be adopted. So I wanted to share with you a story of two of the kids. They're twins. So to see the kind of kids that are there. So they're twins, and their names are Juan and Vidal. And what happened to them is that their parents were drug addicts, and they gave them to their grandmother. And their grandmother, as she got old, she had a mental illness, so she left them in the garbage. And somebody found them and took them to the government, and then the government took them here. And they're now 5 years old, and they haven't been able to complete all their paperwork for their adoption, so they can't even be adopted even now. They're already 5 years old. So what also La Quinta has is a little shop, and they accept all donations there, and it's kind of like Goodwill. I don't know if you know it in the US. And sorry. And it's like Goodwill, so they take in all donations, and what they need they keep, but what they don't need, what they do is they have a little shop, and because they're in a little town that's not that poor, that it's poor, then they sell them for inexpensive prices, so it also helps them.
So you might wonder, why is being bilingual important in Mexico? So we found a lot of reasons to why it is important. So first, it gives you a lot of job opportunities. There are a lot of people in Mexico looking for jobs, and only 12.9% of those people are bilingual. So it gives them a huge boost, and it really helps them. It adds a lot of spark to their resume. And its use. It helps you in school, business, travel, and everyday life, And these children often go to families that are halfway across the world, maybe in Germany or Italy or the US, where people only speak a language and maybe English, so they won't. It's a great tool for them to start connecting with their new families and maybe understand a few things they say. And even if they don't get adopted, it's a great tool to start a life. And how about the language they already know? So they're kids, they're only 6, and they're all are 6 and younger, so they're learning a lot. And why give them another language? Well, there are 2 very big reasons. First, their brains are sponges until they're 6. So they're gonna start observing everything they can from the world around them. And second, they will start to understand the phonetics and different things in their language they already know, in Spanish, and they're gonna understand. And last, it promotes higher brain development because it stimulates new learning and their capacities to remember and restore and obtain knowledge. So, how do we teach? We use many methods to begin teaching. So, we're gonna walk you through the process of a class. First, we introduce them to the vocabulary words or the things we want to teach them today. After we begin doing that, a lot of our members come from Montessori schools. So we like to introduce the kids to the words and then let them be with their words and sort of understand the concepts by themselves. And we believe the methods we use interest and engage the kids. Then we begin our activity. After the children have sort of explored the subject of English or the vocabulary words we have introduced to them, we get an activity. It usually involves some sort of physical activity so they can get tired and they can have fun while we bring it back to the concept we're learning. And we have done scavenger hunts, bingo, like cat and mouse and different things depending if we're learning about animals or colors or numbers. And at the end, we do a show or the opera, as I like to call it, and it's a really fun activity. And we really like, some of our members really like to act, so we do a little play. For example, first in English and then in Spanish that relates to what we're teaching. If we're teaching colors and animals, or we taught colors last class and we're teaching animals this class, we will relate both of the concepts and we do, for example, our little version of Nemo, and then first in English and then in Spanish, for them to see the words we're teaching them in dialogue and then see them in Spanish.
So first I want to share with you that the La Quinta Carmelita is all around the world and they have done 407 adoptions. So for SWAG at ASF, it's our community service, like the teacher decided to call it that, and it stands for Student Wellness and Growth. So that's like we have to get 20 hours each year. Like it's a little bit because it's just middle school. But if anybody wants to come, they can gain 3 SWAG hours, and that is our way to involve all of our ASF community. So when we first went there, we realized that they love books and they love for us to play with them and for us to read them books. So we realized they didn't have any books in English, and we decided to do a book drive. So what we did is we put it on the bulletin that we were doing a book drive, and we said that the person who brings more books was gonna win a fish. So everybody was engaged to it, and they were intrigued by they're gonna give us a fish. So everybody wanted to do books, and we ended up collecting more than 200 books. And here's we're here doing a fish.
Like this one.
Yeah, and it was the action.
Look at how happy they look.
So that was also another way to involve our fish.
Yeah. It seems so obvious now. Genius, guys. Genius.
So then our vision for the future. We think this is a very important part, fundraising. And we've been, this is like a short term, like we want to do it in a short amount of time. Like we want to do it like next week. So we are hoping to make a raffle for a mini iPad. And we've been working on this for a long time. So we're already like almost finishing planning it. And what we want to buy with the money is like better materials for them, for us to teach to them fast. Because like right now, like last class we made a bingo for them, but maybe if we have more money we could like buy them a bingo instead. So expanding to other orphanages and foundations. What we also want to do is when we have more volunteers that we know we can trust and that we know they're going to be there every Sunday, we're going to expand to other orphanages and foundations. Like if any like hospital or any orphanage needs or wants for us to teach the kids English, we would also like to. So we also want to collect any kind of stuff because like the Quinta always, when we went there, like they told us that they received like tons of clothes, but they don't need any more clothes, and they don't like they need like a disc player or like just some music, and they don't get that kind of stuff. So they have a list online that everybody can see, and we want to put that in the bulletin and have like everybody in our school that have many opportunities try to give us some things, and any like we can have them bring any kind of stuff. Well, because they can also sell them in the little shop. Okay, so how we plan to sustain the project is we want to do this all the way to 12th grade because it's a very easy way to like help the community, and it's just like it's very like we can continue it very easy. But when we graduate, we hope that to have volunteers that are younger than us, like constant volunteers, and we'll pass it on to them, and like that, we hope that it goes on for generations. And well, that was our project, and now we have a little activity plan for this.
Can I have a question?
Yeah, sure.
If
Does anybody
while they set it up, we'll.
How do you get, because one of the problems we have in our school anytime we do a sustainable, like you're saying, is like the scheduling, getting the students, how do you make sure everyone, you always have a teacher, like you guys are the teachers, right? That you always have somebody who's there for the kids.
Oh, so we have an advisor in this project, his name is Mr. Cox, and he loves going to the orphanage since he lives nearby, and he goes there every weekend, even if they're.
So you guys travel to the orphanage, not the orphans to you?
No, we go. And like we go every Sunday, just like from 10 to 11. We stay normally to 11, 30 or
And
something.
the way we get like the
The
kids.
transport, how do you get there? Sorry, this is the.
Everybody has to get there on their own. But if you can't get there for any reason, like we always try for at least one of us, the four of us. The girl that was here is there right now. That always one of us has to be there, and we get more volunteers. So there's not just
And the way we like tell everybody what we're doing is we put it. There's something called like a bulletin that every morning in homeroom the kids in our school will see in their homeroom. So we put it's different announcements, and we announce like if any volunteers want to earn swag hours, which is community service. You can totally just contact us, and we'll give you the information, and we've already had
And somebody goes every Sunday.
every single
every
Sunday.
Sunday. And at least it has to be one of the four of us, and then volunteers.
That's pretty hard
And
to get
every
going,
single-
guys.
And most of the
Congratulations.
Sundays,
Thank you.
all of us go. All of us, most of us.
And it's also at a really easy time to go because it's just like Sunday morning.
And you'd be surprised how hard it is to get high schoolers to consistently go somewhere on Sunday morning.
Anywhere, any day.
Because it's, a lot of these projects tend to be one-time things. It's hard to get that consistency, so.
That's really important to us, the fact that we're consistent. And since they're orphans, they're really used to people coming and then leaving them and never seeing them again.
Exactly, it's
So-
awful.
And they, for example, if we bring volunteers, like at first they get like this feeling like if I'm gonna get attached, they're never gonna come in. So we want to be there for them.
It's good that you're aware of that.
Yes.
I just want to commend you on learning about child development and how the brain works and putting that into your teaching the way that you impart knowledge. That's fantastic.
We're trying to do it Montessori, like kind of Montessori.
That's great. That's one of the best models out there.
The fact that you even know what Montessori model is
Wow.
impressive.
That's what I was
I'm
thinking.
from Berkeley, so you guys are wow.
Thank you.
Well, now we're gonna do an activity, so would you guys please make smaller groups of 4, and I'll explain your
Okay. So you 14. Okay, you'll be team Julie. Team Julie. You can be a team of 3 if you want. You with Mr. Muller. That's Mr. Muller. Somebody else. Okay, so you're gonna be team activity. And the names we're giving you are names from the team. And this girl, well, I'm not excited to go. Okay, so for you that were inspired, so we chose some kids. We couldn't show the pictures and the faces of the kids. That's why our video was a little boring. Because we can't show them speaking because these kids have enormous legal problems and they have been abused by their parents, and so it is impossible for us to get them even speaking. So and also if we put the picture in YouTube and then they get adopted and go to a school and they don't want they don't want anybody for them to know that they're adopted, or they don't know their parents don't want to tell them, and they see a picture of them in YouTube and they're like, why?
It wasn't super boring, by the way. Your video was nice.
Yeah. Like a lot.
Yeah. You guys are so respectful. That's fantastic. And not only that, but you asked them what they wanted instead of assuming what they wanted, which is huge.
So I will. Okay, so I want to talk about Jessie, and she's one of the brightest kids. Like she loves learning. She sometimes gets bad influences, and behaves very bad. But she's really really smart, and she knows all the vocab words. So we love her, and right now we're very happy for her because she has a couple from Spain. They're gonna take him, and she's gonna be a doctor. So we're really happy.
How old is she?
She is 7, I think, or 8. Yeah, she's one of the older ones. This is Sally, and Sally has ADHD, and she was separated from her siblings, and she's been waiting for 3-4 years for her to be adopted in Italy. But we're really mad because the Mexican government does not support international adoptions. So it's really hard to get the process in, and it takes a long amount of time. And what really bothers us is that they're not doing it in a wrong way, which is good, but they say the children know their opinion of being adopted. And I met we started this project, and I had gone to the orphanage before, and I met their 2 older siblings. And because the orphanage is just from babies to 10-year-olds, they didn't get adopted. Her older brothers, they just had to go to other orphanages. Yeah, so
They moved on to other orphanages or foster care or?
No, it wasn't foster care. It wasn't it's these homes where they the girl. I went to visit her, and she they teach them how to sew so they can do something when they grow up.
Do they live with adults there?
Yeah.
But
And
they don't.
and
It's
they
not
live with,
foster care.
and she told us it was very sad. She told me that the bigger girls that have issues because they've been abandoned all their lives. They bully the little ones, and it's very sad.
It's if they don't get adopted at a young age, their lives just get complicated. Because if they haven't been in institutions like this one that proportion them with therapy and love and care and healthy food, they won't be able to move on into their lives with a sustainable brain and thinking ability.
So with that, I already told him.
One of the twins, right?
He's one of the twins, and they just turned 6. So
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
The birthday was 3 weeks ago.
And they had a birthday party.
And this is Yuri. And Yuri is not such like that much of a learner, but she's little. I think she's 3 or 2, but she's really funny and caring, and she has a lot of friends, and
She's always running around.
yeah, and she's everybody's baby because they're a family and they take care of her.
And so I also wanted to share with you some of the like hardships of the project. And so one of the most important ones are like the different levels of the kids. Like for example, we just have a new kid. Her name is Julie, and she like knows 0 English, and the other kids already know how to count, already know all the colors. So it's kind of hard, and I have to always like go in a separate room, group with her when everybody's playing and teach her. And then Araceli also because she has problems learning, so it's very tough.
Oh,
So
I'd be
would
ready
be
for the activity. This is an activity, it's something that we could play with the kids where we'd ask them a question and they'd have to respond because when the kids answer questions, they light up and they're happy. When you guys are doing this, I want you guys to remember that feeling, like, so you can feel how the kids feel when they understand. And this, these are our questions that if you've been paying attention in Chin and paying attention to our presentation, will be pretty easy for you.
Is this like a race?
Yeah.
The
The first person to raise their hand.
Exactly.
and we want you to be like the most excited you can because like we want that's how the kids
We'll get
are.
excited.
This is not a good
And we
time.
have the winning
Team will get candy.
Do we get points?
yeah, the greatest question. Okay,
And the first person to raise their hand will come.
yeah. So we'll be like looking for the first person to raise their hand.
Look over here first.
Look over here. Somebody.
Go left, right. It's customary.
20.
I'm taking away for your negative points.
No, points, let me tell you why. Speed matters. I think that should be extra points. Speed matters.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. I can't do anything right now.
Negative 1.
This is important in months, so we
Review the tape. They're running the show, yeah.
I mean, your teacher.
You get to vote. You can have to raise your hand. Oh, raise your hand. Yeah. Or you can stand up and raise your hand. You can before you see the question. Because then if you don't know it, you get negative 10.
I think, okay, wait, can we do something? That was the first round, it was kind of a practice, and if a teacher usually I do that with my students, I give them a practice round, I think we all agree. I am lawyer now.
Time is here, let's also go one more time, and we're gonna listen and respect.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
So now you don't really get too much points.
Okay,
Can you model for us?
so we raise our hand? Like that, thank you very much. Great. Okay,
That's so much clearer.
but just so we're clear, we can answer any question, it isn't in order? No. Okay, all right, perfect.
Okay, so what are the names of our four? No, Anna, you can't answer because you know us. Okay.
Thomas, Isa, and Valeria, and Diane.
Yes.
That's a demonstration how the game is played.
Noted.
14.
Yep.
Three. Okay, next.
She is also in charge.
What is the name of another Kenya documentary? Okay, you are.
And plus,
What?
Go. Oh,
No, well, she did.
yeah,
what just happened there?
You can play silent. You have
Thomas, will you give us a countdown for each question so that nobody misses it? Oh, it goes, you count down, and it goes
commissioner.
Go, man, go.
Give us a countdown before he says it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Like when he says a question, we're gonna say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How many kids have the foundation helped adopt? They said
No,
5.
you can't answer. You
Four.
tell the person taking
Just paying attention.
So you're just not gonna.
Okay, you go.
106?
Close.
107.
Yes.
Oh,
Give us some thought.
No,
Okay, next question.
Okay, we'll give it. Thank you.
Oh, what is six? 5?
And I count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I don't.
I think that's
Student wellness and growth.
Ready, set,
it's fun.
change.
Okay, now okay.
200.
Oh,
It was more than
oh, that's okay, this one.
It's fine. 13 years. No, that's not. I can't. Jesse, come on, team.
I raised my hand.
Ready, set, change.
Are you okay? Anna.
What are you feeling?
My pride is bruised.
But do you know the answer?
Did you raise your hand already? She was
Is it?
She's on their team. No, okay, you.
She's like,
Okay, ready guys?
Oh, wait, next question?
What was the fish's name?
You didn't tell us. Yes, they did.
No!
-2.
It's a really good, it's like an Italian name.
name for
Beta fish.
It's an awesome name. Viaggio.
Awesome thing.
Viaggio. Viaggio.
Wow.
Viaggio.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
how did that name for a fish?
Yes,
Three, 2, 1.
That is
Woo!
okay, you guys got
It
the
was a
first
right
round.
now. Not a game.
All right,
She forgot. I got it. I was second.
You have to be competitive.
Exactly. It should be competitive.
Okay, next. What's your answer? Mine.
She would have liked my
Yeah, okay, let's. I don't know.
Okay.
So we're just gonna say the questions because we just had a little.
Are you gonna say the answers?
No, we know the answers. We know the answers, Brad. Okay, so
For bonus points.
bonus point. What's the name of the other twin?
Oh, no.
No. It's a really easy Mexican name.
Yeah.
One. Yeah, you have to raise your hand. I'm saying it's my no
Oh my
Okay, so we have a little, like, so there's left.
Wait, why were we?
Life goes on.
Okay, one untire between Araceli and Vidal. It has to be a really hard question.
I think I might help me more.
Yeah.
Go.
Us against them.
Lightning round.
Oh my God, Cardi's gonna get to it. No.
Lightning round.
When it goes really, really fast.
And I have to answer really. It's just a question. First one who answers go. It's just us against them. You guys are out.
Okay,
Sorry.
listen. What method do we use in our learning?
No. That was us.
Okay, next question. What's the name of her foundation?
It has a little girl with a book open.
Yes.
I think that's close enough.
It starts with like the alpha. alphabet.
ABC for you, ABC learning, ABC reading, ABC.
ABC literacy.
It's ABC from you to me. Okay.
I could literally drop
Okay, what's the moral of Manuel?
El plástico mata.
Okay. They're tired again. Oh my god. One more question. This is a tire. Okay, we need to brainstorm.
Okay, random Mexican geography. Okay, ladies geography question. Okay.
Mexican geography.
No!
I like Mexican.
Let them spell like something really hard.
No, really quick question. What do you have to do with
school?
Anything with business law.
No, whoever gives us the best idea for a play that has numbers in it. Numbers in it. It has to be, okay, you have 2 minutes, you have 10 minutes for a play. So you have 1 minute, you have 30 seconds. Okay.
Cheaper by the dozen.
No, but you have to brainstorm a play about numbers. Okay, you have to tell us what the play is. In 29 seconds. 20. 15 seconds. 15 seconds.
Thank you.
Okay, you're done.
Oh no.
Okay, so it's a play with the what's it called? The caterpillar that eats. The caterpillar that eats, and so he's becoming a butterfly, and so he encounters like 1 ladybug and 2 worms, and so he goes asking them in the way, and at the end,
You get an A. Okay, you go. Okay, they won.
Yeah, we can't compete with that. Alright,
again, there's like a problem, so I'm like, Maggie, you want to
Well, meanwhile they get the prize out.
Yes,
You're welcome. So at the end, when you guys,
I don't want this. I don't want
so at the end when you guys were competing for the prize, you guys felt like happy when you guys got the answer right and you guys were in a competitive group. And that's what we give the orphans every time we go visit, because we do games with them and they compete with each other. And when they understand something, you can really tell that they're happy. So that's what the idea we're trying to. Yeah. We want them to understand the question and have the feeling like I understand. So, and that was a point of the activity for us to feel that.
Or we just wanted you to understand how we want them to feel.
And also, like, when you didn't know a question, like, you felt like, oh my god, I need to know that. So we also don't want that. And that's what some kids are feeling right now.
See?
Some of our having.
No.
Yeah, that's the end.